Been listening to some Blur songs lately. A couple, Tender and Beetlebum. Beetlebum was played on Rage. Was it the midweek Rage? I think, or maybe the Saturday night version. Yasmin Not. What's her name? Yasmin. Yasberry's on Twitter. She does a good job with that. She's been doing a good job with the midweek version too. Monday to Thursday nights on ABC 23 Me. Bit unusual there at the ABC. They show the sort of the teen sort of things of the evening. 22. It's also kids. Kids during the day. 22. And then more adult stuff of the night, sort of mixed in. They don't have a dedicated kids channel really. 22 years ago when it started back in the mid 2000s, I used to have a lot of good concerts on. 2006, 2007, 2008. There's a lot of music on 22. Lots of good old concerts. The Midnight Oil at the on the Sydney Harbour there. Oil on Water, I think it was called, 1985. They showed that. A good concert in London, REM. Lots of really good music, pop music, rock music stuff. In the early years of Channel 22. Not so much these days. Put a few art shows on. A few movies. I'm off the beaten track a bit. We're going to talk about Blur, Beetlebum. I think that, I don't know whether it's been mentioned. There's probably some mention somewhere. I can't find it offhand. Beetlebum. And we all remember the rivalry between Oasis and Blur in the mid-90s. There was a lot going on there. And Gallagher brothers, they fancied themselves as the new Lennon and McCartney, and so they were the new, sort of a Beatles copycat almost. I think they were an alright band. They sort of defined an era. That sort of era of 94 to 97 with Blair in opposition, just before the Blair win, the new Labour win in 1997. They sort of defined that era. Pretty much. Whether they're an all-time great band, I don't know. I don't think so. But they did define that era. That's one thing you could definitely say. If you're sort of thinking mid-90s, British sort of culture and tabloid, lots of fighting between the brothers, of course. They did define that era. And what also defined that era was the rivalry with Blur. And I think there's a clear reference there. Beetlebum. In the film clip for Beetlebum, it opens with the guitarist giving a really tricky little guitar riff. If you watch that, it's a really tricky to play. So they're showing themselves off. They're sort of making a statement that they can play really well. And Beetlebum is probably a better song than anything that the Oasis ever recorded. I think Blur were the better group. Some of the early stuff was a little bit sort of, maybe a little bit flimsy, but lots of fun. And enough girls and new boys and go. Yeah. But when they got serious, when Damon Albarn, I like him. He comes from a great family of anti-war activists. That's something to read about. And he's opposed the 2003 Iraq War. So a decent bloke, seemingly Damon. Smart guy, and they're showing themselves off. They're making a statement that they're better than Oasis. And the Beetlebum is the Gallagher brothers. Pick which one. Which ones you sort of prefer? Noel and Liam. They're the Beetlebums, and they're making a statement that they're actually a better band, and I think it's a true statement. And it's the very Beatlesque, the the chorus here, very Beatlesque, and if you pick up on that, and you know exactly what was sort of going on at the time, you can sort of, I do think that's they're making a statement that they're better than Oasis. They can do the Beatles. If the Oasis are uh, a Beatles tribute act, then they can do the Beatles better than Oasis. That was the point, or part of it. So they made a statement. Another one is "Tender is the Night." Tender. It's "Tender is the night." Na, 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 na. That's breakup song, and it does sound very 70s. It's got a bit of a 70s feel to it. Just sort of various statements on what it's similar to on the internet. Um, some of them I don't really believe. It's a bit of a stretch, but I think it's a na 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 song. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey, goodbye. Tender is the night. You can see the sort of the similar, the sort of the dips. It's got a very 70s feel to it, maybe early 70s feel to it, and that's the song. I think it's sort of a recapitulation of. I think na 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 na. You listen to those two songs and you think you'll. I think you'll agree with me. So I've done it's two Blur songs. I do think they're a better band than Oasis. I think I don't mind Oasis, but I prefer Blur. And Damon Albarn's done some more interesting things and later in his career. Um, he's sort of more versatile, I'd say. Damon Albarn and Blur, more versatile than Oasis. So they made a statement that they could do the Beatles better than the Beatles impersonators. And the song that I did settle on, the Tender, is similar to his na 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 hey 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 goodbye, because they're saying goodbye. It's a breakup song. So they're a very interesting band, Blur. Oh, they were better than Oasis. I'm sorry. If any of the Gallagher brothers or anyone from Oasis or Oasis fans, yeah, ever listen to this, I'm sorry, but that's just facts are facts.